Benjamin D'Souza here. Um, First, I want to say shout out to Kid Organic and his response to this Matthew Knowles Colorism article that dropped, and his response to who and so who read the article and gave their rendition about it and whatnot. But I just want to say, me myself, I'm from Middle America, but my mother's side of the family is from the South. And I will say that colorism is a very big issue in the South, where the highest concentration of black people in America reside, but the highest percentage of people or demographic within our community who perpetuates this are in fact women. They are. In our community as it stands today, the North American Negro community, it is a matriarchal, woman-led system. Every family that you can think of is from Big Mama on down. It goes Big Mamas, all the aunties, all the female cousins, and the great-granddaughters on down. And I learned how to detect what the skin tone of a baby would eventually be, because when babies are first born, they'll come out, they'll be light. But there are telltale signs. There are signs that you can estimate with pretty good accuracy what that skin tone of that child will be when that child develops and grows. And I learned this from the women in the family, my mother, my auntie, and my grandma. They said when it's an infant baby or whatever, you want to see what skin tone that baby's gonna be. Look at the ears and look at their cuticles. That was taught to me by women. And I remember my freshman, sophomore year of high school, I actually moved down south and lived down there for about 2 years. And it was this one dark-skinned chick in my class, and she was real dark-skinned. But she had some she was kind of cute with it. You know what I mean? Like she wasn't bad on the eyes, but she was just real dark. And I remember the main people who used to tease her. They used to call her Dark Vader, Smoke, what else? Midnight, you name it. The main people who used to tease her about her skin tone were other black females. And I remember in particular, I'm not gonna say any names, but this one black female that was, that was getting on her head one day in class about how, calling her Dark Vader and all that other shit. She wasn't that lighter than her. Like she was a dark brown tint too. But the chick whom head she was on was really dark. You know what I mean? And just to further speak about the genesis of this whole colorism thing, how it comes from the women themselves. My mother is a light skinned woman, but her being the third of 15 children in rural South, she had to, get out there in the field and pick beans and pick cotton to help bring money home and whatnot. And she would have a baseball cap on, but the back of her neck would get really tan, right? Because she's out there in the field, picking beans and whatnot or whatever, what have you. Her grandmother, or was it her great aunt? It's either her grandmother or her great aunt, one of those. They would say, now, look at here, Abba Jean, look at your neck. Your neck is dirty. Even though she knew good and damn well her neck wasn't dirty. She knew that her neck was darker because she'd been in that field all day picking beans. But she would make my mother scrub her neck with soap and a rag until my mother's skin would get raw and start bleeding to wash off the dirt. That type of programming right there. That's programming. And this came from the women. This came from the women. And it's funny how, so and so wants to brush off or exonerate or make excuses for the women when Matthew Knowles himself said, listen, my mother told me, don't bring no nappy-headed heifer home. Even though he's telling you, flat out, who is responsible for his viewpoints as far as skin tone is concerned, well, you're going to take a couple bullets for her and still shield her and then somehow try to shift blame to the black man. And this whole colorism discussion, it's a crock of shit, man. It's much to do about nothing. Because I've yet to see an attractive, dark-skinned black woman without a long line of potential male suitors wanting to court her. Haven't seen it. Let me give y'all dark-skinned sisters some advice. If you want to compete, this is how you do it. It's very simple. You get a man, you suck his dick, play with his balls, make him a sandwich, and don't talk so much. It's that fucking simple.